coming back getting pre-mixed with the chemical again?
No. The water that comes to mix with this every time is brand new, fresh, clean water.
Oh, is it? Okay. You can't use recycled water in that part? Or is that just...
No, in fact the water quality is essential to get a good quality of wash, really good quality water. So you will absolutely have to have water softeners in your system.
Okay. We'll have to get an idea on
that's why we have the appropriate package to see through. You're going to harvest the water, as I said last night.
Yeah, that's fine, but it's all hard. If the water's got any degree of hardness, you'll have to soften it.
Yeah. So that's another chemical.
Or you're just going to eat up the chemical. When you've got two choices, you either soften the water, which is cheap, or you double the volume of volume of chemical stuck in it.
So that's just putting another detergent in it.
No, you just add salt to it. Softening water is pretty simple.
It's a lot cheaper than throwing up more chemical.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
You just have
so the detergent levels are the same on this part here as they are on the first step?
No. Different ratio.
But essentially the same chemicals.
Yeah. Just that what we've been given at the moment is designed based on the high pressure hoses and the flow, but obviously there's a process of treating the water, getting it through, and particularly with us being particularly fussy about recycling and trying to use rainwater.
So this all goes into the system.
Well, some of the recycled water stuff is chemical in it.
Yeah, exactly. So
you're not adding to it. Do you find that there's a reasonable balance between the water coming in from that area, from the chemical, and also your rinse? It balances out any loss?
More than enough.
More than enough?
More than enough. We're actually got water feeding off the sewer all the time during the water. We've opted to make our system work that way. You don't have to do that. And so what Ollie and the design engineers will do is they'll work out a program for your water to say, right, you don't want to lose water. See, in some situations, people actually want to lose water so that they don't have to have an enormous volume of recycling. They've got quite a bit of fresh water coming in. You can have a smaller recycling system, but you need to lose a whole lot of water in that case, so you've got quite a bit of fresh water coming into it to keep it clean. So we're sort of 3/4 of that way. We're saying, because water's relatively cheap here, we can use it as a washing component, fresh water, whereas in Australia I don't think you're going to be washing with fresh water. You're going to be washing with totally recycled water, and the only thing that's going to happen with fresh water will be rinse.
And your chemicals.
Sorry, and the chemicals, but it'll be the least amount of new water that is possible.
True.
You got no other way. No. Whereas here we'll do it slightly different. Having said that, our council does have a lien on us for, I have a limitation on how much water I can actually put into the sewer as well every day. And temperature, pH, all that.
We're going to have to... You've got monitoring devices on your outflows?
No, I have. We monitor the level of water coming into the system, which is a ratio and work out saying that's how much water is going to the sewer.
Okay.
And then we have to actually monitor it ourselves and keep a little record. So I just took some samples last week, and they're not that allowed yet. So that was the first set of samples from the system. The system actually has the capability for pH monitoring. We haven't got that in yet, or we may put that in yet. What's happening here is that the pump's running 24 hours a day, so that the water stays aerated, so that it doesn't smell. So the bacteria will always stay alive. Kill things. We simply put the jets in the place in the pit so that actually helps to clear the pit as well. But the main reason we're there is not to clear the pit, it's actually just to recycle that water and keep the air in it so that the pit is, so there's no smell out there, is there?
Do you have any grade on these pits?
Any
Grade?
gradient down? Yeah, there was quite gradient here.
About 1%?
I think they suggested 2%. We didn't actually get as high as that because being an existing site, we're really fighting our levels all the way. I was trying to maximise the use of my concrete out here to get the maximum volume. So I was holding everything up as tight as I could. When you go and build a big pit like that, every 100 mils extra that we can add to the water is a big volume. It's a bloody expensive. This is all recycled water here. These right here, these and the chassis wash here are all coming directly out of the end of the pit. At the cleanest place in the pit. The big pit outside, yeah. But they're not going through cyclone. It's just coming direct into those. Whereas these ones here, which is what we normally use on a normal truck wash, they are going through cyclones and being cleaned. How much water would you lose over a specific cycle? Our net use, I'm predicting our net use is around about 1,000 litres of water. Okay. We need to run some tests on the meter. We've suddenly got to hook onto the meter, make sure we know what the number is, and then down to 10 trucks or something and check the meter, and I haven't got around to doing that. As long as it's within 1,000, 1,500 litres, I'll be happy. As I say, the water is relatively cheap. So you say 1,000 litres? Yeah.
But that's the water that's left on the vehicle leaving, or that's your total loss?
Total loss out of the system. So
right.
If anything that comes in the way of fresh water has to leave the system.
Yes.
It's either got to go out on the truck, or it's got to go out through the sewer.
But what's your freshwater? Because in Australia we're recycling as much as we can.
Yeah.
So in terms of what do you think your freshwater be? Just from the chemical, just from the rinse, and your loss in terms of the vehicle actually
probably
leaving?
Between 1,000 and
1,050. That is that number. Okay.
So every time you wash, you've got to replenish that recycling.
Right.
1,000 litres.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's coming in through here. It's coming in through your chemical and through this.
See, Bruce has that set. It suits you.
It suits me to buy water because it's cheap.
No, but even in Australia, we would be losing 1,000 litres per wash.
Not necessarily. If we build up the recycling system.
But you've still got to use. But we're talking about fresh on the rinse and then fresh with the chemicals.
What you're forgetting, what you're missing here is we are washing with spinners.
Right. Okay. So we wouldn't obviously use spinners. We'll have a rinse arch. Okay.
This will be used. These will be used in recycling water.
Right.
And that's the big difference. So all of your heavy washing is going to be done with recycling.
So what do you think then, Bruce? If we had hypothetically, we have chemical arch and a rinse arch at the end as they're only fresh.
Yes.
What type of water usage do you think, just in your experience, you think would we be using a fresh? And what's leaving on the vehicle?
You're talking about the net use.
Like, do you know how much fresh actually goes through the chemicals per wash? For example?
11 gallons a minute through each one.
11 gallons a minute.
55 gallons a minute through each. Well, 11 gallons through each one when it's all on. Yeah, you're 26 metres too. No, I'd have to do some calculations to work that out.
Work that out.
Yeah.
Still be
But it's relatively simple.
Right. Yeah.
And I think too, essentially, you are all going to be trying to trap as much water at the end of the process, so that it doesn't actually go out. And some of the systems in America, I'm not sure about the Spanish ones, but some of the American systems have blowers. And that's probably that may well be cost effective in Australia to put a couple of blowers, even if they're simply just blowing that loose water back into the system. I'm not sure.
Some local authorities in Australia are so stringent that on car washes they have door closures.
Yes.
To stop any draft.
I think door closures may be sensible in most of your systems. To be honest. I don't know about the